everyone. Thank you for joining us, and I'd like to say thank you to Miss Heather for teaching us about mental arithmetic and estimations. I am Miss Akeisha, and we're going to be discussing the properties of order relation and the density property of rational numbers. Without further ado, let's get started. We're going to tackle the first two properties, which are the transitive property and the addition property. So the transitive property is R is less than S and S is less than T. Then R has to be less than T. So let's take that as in R is S, or R is 5. And then we got S is 6. And then T, it's going to be, we'll just go 7. So it's 5 is less than 6, and 6 is less than 7. 5 is also less than 7. And do we know that to be true? Yes. And getting a little trickier, we have if R is less than S, then R plus T is less than S plus T. That's the addition property. So let's have R be 3. S is going to be 7. And we'll have T be 6. So do we know that 3 is less than 7? Yes. Now let's add our T to both sides. 3 plus 6 is 9. And then we got 7 plus 6 is 13. Is 9 less than 13? It is. So the addition property works. Makes sense, right? Unfortunately, it just gets a little bit harder as we keep going, but hopefully we can get through it. Let's move on. All right. First one on this page is the multiplication property. This one has two parts. So let's have R be 4 and S be 8. It says that if it's 4 less than 8. Now if T is greater than 0, so let's say T equals 2. Then we'll multiply it by each side, and it will also be less than. So 4 times 2 and then we're going to prove that it's less than S times T, so 8 times 2. So 4 times 2 is 8, and then 8 times 2 is 16. Is 16 less than 8? Yes, it sure is. Now the second part of this, we'll keep our R and S the same. But we'll make T equal -2 this time. So 4 times -2, that's going to give us -8. Then 8 times -2 is going to give us -16. Now, this one says that R less than S and T is less than 0, then R times T is going to be greater than S times T. So let's take a look at that. The numbers look bigger on the right side, but if you get on a number line, I know my lines are never straight. You'll remember anything to the left is less than the number to the right. And we're past 0 on the left, remember? So it counts backwards. So we're going to encounter 8 first. And then we'll encounter negative 16. So which number to the left? Negative 16, right? So that makes negative 16 less than 8. So if we remember, your arrow is going to point to the lesser number. So negative 8 is greater than negative 16, which is true. And on to the last property of order relation, which is basically only one can be true when you have a problem. It has to be either r is less than s, r is equal to s, or r is greater than s. And that's going to go for any number, even if you have 6 and negative 6. Now, it looks like the same number, but from the number line, negative 6 is going to be to the left of 6. So they can't be equal to. Positive 6 is definitely not less than negative 6. So 6 has to be greater than negative 6. I feel like I was just saying the wrong word. Sorry. All right. Well, hopefully that wasn't too hard to understand. We have one more property to go over before we're done. I hope I haven't lost you guys. Let's erase the work here. And that is going to be the density property of rational numbers. Handy dandy little pen. All right, we'll try that. So I'm going to do fractions this time. It's a little easier to see. So let's say r is 2/3, and I don't like that one. And s is going to be 3/4. So we got to find t, which will be between r and s. So it's kind of hard to see that with the different denominators. So we're going to make a common denominator. So common denominator between 3 and 4 is the easiest way to do it is multiply by the other denominator. So 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And we're still less than. See that? It's easier to see that 8/12 is less than 9/12, but we still haven't found t. And yeah, 8.5 could work, but it's not really a rational number. So we're going to take it one step further and multiply everything by 2. So 12 times 2, 24. Over 8 times 2 is 16. And then put our t right there. Multiply 12 times 2 again, you get 24. And 9 times 2 is going to be 18. And it's so much easier to see a t now, huh? So t equals 17 over 24. And 16 is less than 17/24? Yes. And then 17/24 is less than 18/24? Double yes. We hit the jackpot on this one. I hope that I didn't lose any of you in this part of the lesson. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, knowing how to do math is also important as knowing the properties behind the math. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.